Hi there. My name is Mukesh, and I'm here to talk about leadership and to check what you guys think about leadership. What are the virtues of leadership? Hi, Nav. So, what do you think of leadership? What do you think are the two or three most critical aspects of being a leader? Hi, Chip. We're just talking about leadership and wanted your opinion on what do you think are one or two aspects of uh, being a leader. Hi, Alex. How are you? Where are you from, Alex? Hey there. So, we want to talk about leadership, right? So, what do you think are the most important aspects of being a leader? Hi, Mason. Anyone? Any thoughts? What do you guys think? Thick skin? Yeah, I guess I have thick skin. I don't get hurt so quickly. What about my face? Do I not look good? What do you think is a good leader, Nav? Can I call you Nav? Okay, Nav. So, what do you think is the characteristic of a, good leader? Most important. Do you think it is about personal attributes? Is it about how they manage the team, how they interact with the team, communication? What What do you think is the most important part of being a leader? So, what do you mean by how people work is dependent? Dependent on what? Upon what they do. Okay. So let's say you are a leader of an organization, and you have to lead the organization in times of uncertainty. So what do you think as a leader you would do, and what would be your top three priorities in that case, or the top priority, let's say? Where are you from, Nav? Mm-hmm. Creating a good job, of course, that's critical. What else? And where are you from, Nav? Mm-hmm. People will do a good job. Yorkshire. Oh wow. So you're in Britain. That's nice to know. So this is what I love about this technology. Makes it possible for two complete strangers in two different parts of the world to actually come together and have a conversation. I'm sitting here in Bangalore. No, I didn't miss your point, Nav. I totally agree that as long as a leader creates a good job profile, creates clear expectation, I think people will do a good job. I also agree that by default people are good, and they want to do well. As long as you create an environment, as long as you create clear expectation, design a good job, as you say, people will deliver on that. Completely agreed. And this is one area where I think that most leaders fail because they have a clear idea of what they want people to do, but they never explain or never portray that to their teams ever. So whenever someone does anything, it never measures up to their level of expectation, and which causes a negative spiral. This probably I've seen work out in so many different organizations, time and again, that it kind of is something which I call very obvious, but people are blindsided by that. So apart from having designing a good job, what else do you think? Uh, Completely agree. So without understanding what is needed, they design a job. They expect people to do something which either they are not capable of, or they do not have the requisite resources, or they're inherently um, stuck somewhere where, without resources, without understanding, without technology, without the ownership, and that also kind of creates a lot of challenges in terms of performances. And ultimately what leaders do is they just think that the individual is not capable, and they just fire people and keep rotating people, hire new one. They don't work out, they fire them, hire someone new, ultimately wasting organizational resources and time. And apart from that, also burning out people. Completely agree with this as well. So measures of what is important, and how often you measure them, and how clear these measurements are, how easy these measurements are. And one of the things that is more important about measurements also is that I think these measurements should also be transparent and easy to do, easy to measure as well. If these measures are not transparent and are not tracked on a regular basis, and not just measures, but they also need to have a conversations on what these measures mean and why these measures are in place, in order for these measures to be really relevant. The other thing that I have found about measurements is that a lot of times what is important, what is good, and what is critical for an organization to do well, or for an individual to do well, might not be measurable. These might be qualitative topics, but you can always have a qualitative assessment for these as well. And as long as you have these on a timely basis, on a regular basis, in a very transparent way, I think we are good to do there as well. So completely agree with your assessment on measurements as well. So what do you, yeah, completely agree with you. So measuring complaints does nothing for an organization. It only tells you that how bad you, how many people complained against you. What would be interesting to measure is how many of these customers who have complained come back and do repeat purchases, or repeat or continue to stay customers as your for your business, and who it is that actually attended or solved those complaints. Are these people who, at the fringe, the customer service executives, do they have enough authority, enough freedom, enough leeway to identify what causes these service gaps and address them and solve them? My personal opinion is that that probably is not the case in a lot of time. What happens is these people have to then escalate it to their manager, who then escalates it to their manager, and by the time someone actually can take a decision, takes a decision, it is already too late, and we've already had too many complaints. The solution to this, as I had written some time back, is to have oh God, so we agree too much. Yeah, I know. It's not a bad thing, agreeing too much, as long as we agree to the right things. So, for example, the other day I had a discussion with my boss, and what she wanted to do, and what I thought was company needs to do in order to. Okay, take care, Nav. It was nice chatting to you. So what I was talking about was that the other day I was talking to my boss, and one of the things that we were talking about was that her expectation on a particular topic, which was very clearly internally focused, and probably not really that good for our customers and the company in the long run. And I had to actually have an argument with her to explain why I think it is not probably the right thing to do. And once I did, she was okay, and we actually ended up doing what is right for the company. So ultimately, agreement is critical in order for action to happen. But agreeing to someone without actually agreeing to someone is probably the biggest malice that an organization can have. I think this was a very interesting conversation that I had with Nav. Maybe we should do this more often, Nav. So take care, guys.